New regulations on lobster fishing here in the Northeast put in place to protect an endangered whale species is adding an extra layer of stress, not only for the lobster fishermen, but also for the scientists documenting these whales.
So the line comes out of the mouth here, and then it's hard to see, but it's also coming out of the right side of the mouth, and then it's knotted here and then travels back behind the whale several body lengths.
Heather Pettis has been documenting whale injuries since the start of the century.
Why are these whales important, and why is protecting them important?
From an ecological standpoint, right, large whales are incredibly important to the ecosystem. Right whales are in the predicament that they're in solely because of human activities. And so I feel like we have a moral obligation to protect the species from going extinct.
This animation from the New England Aquarium visualizes how the whales can get entangled in fishing ropes.
People don't see it, and so it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that it's happening.
Stats from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration show less than 350 endangered North Atlantic right whales still exist. The new regulations that went into effect for fishermen this summer aim to help those numbers increase.
So there are a couple of parts of the final ruling. There are some closures included in the ruling.
Besides closures, which dictate specific areas fishermen cannot fish in during certain times of the year, it also includes the need for using weak rope that breaks on contact.
What those weak links are aimed to do is reduce the chance that a whale will wrap and not be able to break free. And also, if the whale is able to break free, that it does so more quickly and without serious injury.
And marking gear so if it does get wrapped around a whale, it can be identified.
This is actually weak rope, but I have to have a 1 foot green mark in it.
Rob Martin has been lobster fishing in these waters for more than 4 decades.
I showed I'm in Massachusetts state waters.
He says changing the rope and following the new regulations takes time.
It's a lot of man hours to do. A lot of people are upset. Everybody hates change. I hate change, but you got to adapt. So if you want to stay fishing.
Rob says he supports these extra steps, and more changes could come to make the waters safe enough for whales.
It has to get up to 90% risk reduction, which I think we're only up at 60%.
Heather says these new regulations are just the beginning. Researchers will be watching to see how entanglements and injuries play out over time.
There are a lot of eyes on what happens with the North Atlantic right whale population. This ruling sets forward some ideas of how to mitigate entanglement risk and reduce mortality and vessel strike that are applicable to other whale species.
In Massachusetts, I'm Chloe Nordquist reporting.